when you're so surrendered in him, there's actually a point where he is so in you that you don't really care anymore what it looks like. Because you're fully yielded. And he can finally use you to the fullness. He'll use you, but to the fullness. You've surrendered your control, really. So this is funny. I was in, I went with Sid Roth. This was about 5 years ago. And he said, Anna, he invited me to come to Israel, which I've never been to Israel before at this point. And he says, you're going to be over like 40 people. And I'm like, I've never even been there. Okay. So I thought, mistakenly, I'm going to have this wonderful time in Israel. I get to rest. No. That's not what it was. Okay, but here's something interesting that happened. So I'm there, just to paint the picture, I'm like one of the leaders, right, for this trip. We get on the Sea of Galilee. There's 4 boats of us, all the people that were on the tour with Sid. And on my boat, I want to say, we're on the sea. We're worshiping, and I mean, it's anointed worship. I think Jenny Weaver that was there, and she was leading worship, and Kevin was there, and all these different people were there. And I mean, it's just like this most holy time. We're on the Sea of Galilee, and I'm like, I can't believe I'm here. This is amazing, right? And then the worship stops, and the boat captain or the crew of the boat puts on some really cheesy music. Then, I mean, it is cheesy. We're like DJ cheese, like cheesy music. And I'm like, well, that shifted, right? And it's like, what is happening? We're all kind of looking at each other like, this is really weird. And I'm now in the back, and not in the holy anointed moment when Jenny Weaver's leading worship. No. When the cheesy music comes on, I feel the power of God hit me. And I'm like, oh no. And my legs rocking. I'm just telling you exactly how it happened. And can I say, I'm so glad they haven't done a reenactment of this. I'm just saying, because I know they have a video of it. I've begged Warren Marcus, do not do that. Don't talk to him. I've told him, don't reenact it. Okay, so anyways, the power of God hits my leg. I'm in the back of the boat, and I'm like, oh no. And God's like, you're going to dance. And I'm like, oh, no, I got to dance. And I'm like, not pretty dancing. Can I tell you? Not pretty dancing. The power of God hits, and I'm like, what? And I'm grabbing people. Here's what was so funny. I'm grabbing people to come dance in and dance with me. And you think this is a funny story, but actually something's getting released and broken right now. I'm just throwing it out there. Okay, so that being said aside, I'm grabbing people, and as people are coming, and they're like, at first they're like, that's Anna Werner? Like, what is she doing? She's the leader. And then I'm just like, I don't really care, and I can't care. I mean, I do, but I can't stop whatever is happening here. And I'm like, and I'm grabbing people, and as I grab them, they're suddenly falling out, and they're just rolling, and people start rolling. And then I keep coming up, and I looked at, I think it was Larry Sparks, who's the publisher of Destiny Image, and I'm like, you. And he's like, and I'm like, it's coming to you, dude. And I'm like, you're in trouble. Okay, so I go, and I'm still rolling, and I'm like, woo, and this is to cheesy music. This is not anointed moment, but it was. God can show up and interrupt anything that he wants. You and I do not have control. Often we want an algorithm of how do we get this encounter or this revival or this, and it's just laid down lives. That's it. You're surrendered, and boom, he shows up. And you're like, whoa, why then? I still look at that and go, why then? Okay, so we start like the power of God hits the boat so hard. We're all dancing. We're rolling on each other. Miss Diane Nutt, rolling on me. Miss Clark, Dennis, do you know Dennis? Okay, Mr. and Miss Clark. She's rolling on me. I mean, we're like rolling. Their angels are rolling. Okay, the crew comes and they start throwing life jackets on us because they're like, these people are going to drown, and they're drunk, and they're crazy. They're going overboard. They're throwing life jackets on us. And I mean, it was just, we stayed out there for hours just rolling. And you could see waves of his presence hitting like this. And that was just one story I could tell you from that trip. But fear, in his presence, there's no fear. There's no fear. And you're not in control. It's him.